And welcome to Benona Buck B Money podcast number 16. I'm here with Gibby, my fantastic, wonderful friend, liberal Democrat friend who's here with us to give us some other perspectives that we love. And I'm here with the wonderful Rose Clarity as always. Let's do a sound check. How do we do that? Rose, you wanna do a sound check for us?
And we'll figure this out.
Yeah, do a sound.
Okay.
We're gonna start the show with a sound check. We're totally unprofessional. Normal shows would do a sound check before they start their podcast, but not us.
Let me see what I sound like, and let's see what Gibby sounds like.
Yeah, Gibby, say something like, say your ABCs backwards.
I haven't had to do any kind of those tests, so I don't have I don't have to memorize that.
Okay.
So, so I'm here.
Perfect. Can you hear Gibby at all, Rose?
I can hear Gibby, but Gibby sounds a bit like she's on a phone, like I do.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, it sounds like we're all a little bit distant, but I think that's...
What I'm going to do, here's what I'm going to do. Gibby, you do this. You find an article. Any article of your choice. I'm going to put the phone closer to the mic, and also so you can hear Rose. I'm going to kind of sync this up like we did yesterday, Rose. And then you find an article, any article, CNN, Washington, anything you like, and tell us about what's going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene. That is the big reason why I wanted Gibby on. We were talking about this before the podcast, and I actually had a thing on social media today where I responded to something regarding this, and I don't think maybe I know all about it. So do you want to, you can take your time too. Find an article, anything you can find that talks about it, and then just read the article, say who the article's by, who the source is, and do like a 2-3 minute read, whatever it is, and we'll listen to your beautiful voice, and then we'll talk about it. Is that?
Thank you very much for giving me those kind of accolades. For my voice. Okay.
Take your time too.
Off.
And just so you know, like this podcast, we're streaming it through the PlayStation Store onto YouTube, or through PlayStation onto YouTube. So I'm literally snowboarding while you're talking. So I'm going to snowboard while you tell me about this. So it's not
really awesome.
Totally informal. Yeah. Totally informal. You don't have to worry. Just, do whatever.
So, I will do, and Fran, do you want me to share the article or just read the headline and then talk with you about the article afterwards?
I want you to read the article headline, who wrote the article, and then read the article to us so we all know what's being said. We can learn about it from the most trusted name in news, CNN, or whoever you choose, and whatever.
I chose an opinion, and again, I am a liberal, but I chose one of the most interesting interesting note on it. So it is Marjorie Taylor Greene posts image of herself with gun alongside squad congresswoman encouraging going on the offense against the socialists.
Wow.
And this was uploaded today on 2/15. Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Greene on Thursday posted her candidate Facebook page an image. Actually, it has to be. Oh, this is actually, sorry. I will retro this. This is from September 4th, 2020. This is one of the top things that came up.
Okay, so this is something crazy that she did back then. She posted a picture of herself with a gun next to the squad. And what was the thing that she said? It was a meme or something?
An image of herself holding a gun alongside images of Democratic Rep
Like Rashida Tlaib, AOC,
yeah,
the squad.
and everyone encouraged going on the offensive against these socialists. We need strong conservative Christians to go on the offensive against these socialists who want to rip our country apart for post captions.
Wow.
As of midday Friday, Facebook removed that photo. So this was again.
So is this all being brought up because she's on this education committee? Is that now they're like looking back into her stuff?
This is from September 4th, 2020. I was just trying to Google her most recent comments. Just according to the fact is that her against following David Hogg.
That little bastard. What a prick.
So I assume there would be some kind of article right after that, but this one pulled up right after that.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got a buried amount of stuff.
Well, that's wild. So I don't usually get involved. Like, the only social media I'm on is like professional sites at this point. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on things like that. And today, I've been kicked off of them. So one of my people that I do business with made a post today about this, and let's see if I can find it to read that, because I want you to hear that. I think it's really interesting. And I didn't know anything about what Marjorie Taylor Greene did. I had no idea. I just was, to me, I was only thinking of me. Like the censorship taking me off of the social media sites for nothing. But let's go here. Okay, so my friend, and I'm not going to say their name, posted an article from the Washington Post, and the article's titled, "Republicans Assign QAnon Supporter to House Education Committee." And then my friend said, "This is Marjorie Taylor Greene, the woman that challenged a Parkland survivor and endorsed executing Democrats. We are fighting for the soul of America. GOP, come on. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Hashtag Decency Matters." Okay, so then I responded to my friend, and let me see if I can find it. Take me a minute. Okay, and this is my response. Love it or hate it. And I'm going to read you my response, their response to me, and then my response. Okay, I said, "Perhaps cancel culture can terminate her from social media and get her fired from her job, ? Maybe take her kids away too while they're at it. 1984 is upon us, celebrated by the same people that used to fight for free speech. Make no mistake, the censorship and cancel culture proliferating in America is tyrannical and totally against the values of the founding fathers of the United States of America. We need to wake up, or we may just wake up to a revolution. We should support a woman's right to have different views and her right to speak just as much as we support Black Lives Matter. Freedom matters." Okay, and just so you know, again, I had no idea she did any of that stuff. I didn't even read the article. I was just assuming it was more cancel culture. I didn't know she posted a picture of a gun with the squad. Okay, that's crazy.
And the more I'm looking at it, and I'm trying to find a more reputable source.
Yeah.
But
let's see if I can open this Washington Post.
For Nancy Pelosi to be murdered, who is actually her boss, quote unquote.
Yeah, that's weird.
During her Facebook time.
Okay, so here's the big, what's crazy about it. So everyone's mad because Republicans assign her to the House Education Committee. And they're all mad. And they're really mad because she chased down, what's that little asshole's name again? That little guy that went on all the TV shows? David Hogg. Okay. So I'll read.
In high school.
Yeah, he's in high school. He's not in high school. He's over 18 now. I'm calling an over 18, not minor child an asshole. Okay, so let me read.
Survived the school shooting. Did you survive the school shooting?
Oh man, let me read this Washington Post. Democracy dies in the darkness. I'll read this article for us, and then we can talk about it. Okay, this is by Valerie Strauss of the Washington Post, published January 28th, 2021, this morning. Top Democrats in Congress on Thursday blasted congressional Republicans for assigning to the House Education Committee Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican, Georgia, who has identified with the QAnon cult and called deadly school shootings false flag operations. Greene, who has repeatedly made racist comments and repeated numerous conspiracy theories, tweeted about her new assignment saying, "Very excited to join ranking member at Virginia Fox and others on the House Education Committee and Labor Committee. Let's get to work!" Exclamation point. The ranking Republican, and then there's the tweet. It shows a picture of the tweet. And then it says, on Wednesday morning, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat, California, condemned the Republican leadership for giving her the committee assignment. What I am concerned about is the Republican leadership in the House of Representatives who is willing to ignore those statements, she said. Assigning her to the Education Committee when she has mocked the killing of little children at Sandy Hook Elementary School, when she has mocked the killing of teenagers in the high school at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. What could they be thinking, or is thinking too generous a word, about what they might be doing? It's absolutely appalling. The committee is headed by Bobby Scott, Democrat, Virginia. He issued a statement on Thursday saying that House Republican leadership is responsible for appointing members to the Education Committee who reflect their commitment to serving students, parents, and educators. And I'm not going to read his very long quote. And then it says, McCarthy's office did not respond to a query about why Republicans appointed her to the committee. Neither did the offices of other Republican congressional leaders, including Liz Cheney. House Republicans are also assigning to the panel Representative Madison Cawthorn. I don't know who that is. I'm going to skip down. Asked about her past comments about school shootings and QAnon, her press secretary, Nick Dreyer, said in an email to Education Week, then reported to the Washington Post. I'm going to read this statement. It's important. Congressman Greene is excited to join the House Education and Labor Committee. Representative Greene is ready to get to work to reopen every school in America, expand school choice, protect homeschooling, champion religious freedom for students and teachers, and prevent men and boys from unfairly competing with women and girls in sports. Dreyer did not respond to emails asking about Greene's support for QAnon, a cult of people who allege that Trump has been secretly working to expose an elite cabal of child sex abusers, including prominent political figures in Washington. That has been concealed by America's intelligence agencies and other deep state actors. Greene also expressed support for conspiracy theories about school shootings being fake and or staged by gun control advocates trying to drum up support for their cause. They include the deadly 2012 assault on Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut and the 2018 attack on Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School here in Florida. According to this Post story, Greene interacted with a Facebook user. Okay, this is the thing that you were talking about with the picture. So I'm going to skip, there's a ton of stuff. They reported on the picture that Gibby told us about. And there's more. CNN reported that it reviewed Greene's Facebook activity, which repeatedly endorsed violence against Democrat leaders and federal agents. Whoa!
Yeah, she wanted to murder actual FBI agents the entire time. And she actually liked a photo, I will say this, on a Facebook post which Jay shared, of that Hillary Clinton took a child's face and put it on her own face. Literally, wow. She's insane. It is the most insane.
It is insane.
Thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
It is insane.
The only person who is putting a baby's face on their own face is Gwyneth Paltrow when she's trying to do a different kind of like regular like region. Like,
is that a QAnon thing? Like the child's face? Rose, do you know anything about that?
Yeah, Rose is the
first and foremost, I want to say QAnon was an absolute disinformation campaign. Even your buddy Alex Jones says it's absolutely ridiculous, and whoever was posting his Q was a goddamn liar.
Alex Jones is evil, and his name should never be brought up on the internet again.
Just saying.
Okay. So Alex Jones says Q is a false flag and a bunch of liar idiots. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So even Alex Jones denounces Q. That's crazy. So I wonder if this woman now denounces Q. Maybe she was caught up in the hysteria. I don't know. She liked the picture.
I think she's going to go in deep. I think she's going to go in deep with that. She's got a good following. I think unless she gets actually kicked out of the Senate, if she's got that QAnon and that...
Why do you think... Why do you think? So that's kind of what I was remarking in my first post. Let me read my response post to this, because the gentleman, and maybe you'll agree with him of what he said, and that's fine. I like diverse opinion. So let's see. Let's find what he said to me, and then I'll say what I said back to him. So my friend said, "Yes, freedom of expression is important, but lies and untruths need to be mentioned by name, as well as the attack on Congress." Okay, so then I said to him, let's see, where is it? Okay, I said, "Dear friend's name, many truths are subjective and based on a person's perspective, feelings, opinions, and biases. As Kierkegaard said, subjectivity is truth and truth is subjectivity. What we are really talking about here is bias, censorship, and power based upon two different schools of thought, with one side in control, deciding and controlling the ability of the other side to communicate, work, live, speak, etc. Both sides believe the other to be wrong. Both sides have, in quotations, facts to back up their claims. The responses below highlight this perfectly. We can't hypocritically say we support Black Lives Matter, peacefully protesting, where cities burned, people died, and government buildings were occupied for months as, in quotations, good, while calling our political opponents, in quotations, evil for doing a similar deed on a single day. A good idea will always trump a bad idea. If Mrs. Green's ideas are so bad, the best way to combat that is to let her speak. It will sort itself out. We're not battling for the soul of America by instilling 1984 Orwellian tactics on her citizens. As Jay-Z, the rapper, said in his book Decoded, we change people through conversation, not through censorship." That was my response to him.
Here's an issue I would have with it.
Yeah.
Is if she was inciting violence towards members of
yeah, I didn't know any of that. So, like, maybe I need to go delete my comments.
I mean, you may not like their politics, but you don't call for them to be
murdered. Yeah, that's crazy. So now I feel stupid.
I didn't like it when Kathy Griffin was doing it, or Johnny Depp, or Madonna, and this woman shouldn't be doing it either.
Nope, she shouldn't be doing it.
She literally has a video, which I'll have to find and share. Is she's walking down these weird stairs before she talks about January 6th. So she goes through these stairs and talks about, "I heard your messages, we all need to get together." She has a clear message at that point, and she says, "I will fight against this, we all have to fight against it." And I really do think if you are instructing people to come actually to the Capitol, like that
did she do that too? Did she instruct them to come? What did she say about the Capitol? Can we find a quote on that, Gibby? Take your time too if you want to find it. I mean, I would love to know more. The more you know. The only thing I understood it as, because I've seen this friend of mine on this social media site calling for the removal of everybody. So I've just comment that freedom is good. I mean, bad ideas will always be drowned out by good ideas. But like Rose said, I don't condone anybody. We don't want her saying people should die. Sure, I don't like the policies of the squad. I don't like all of them. Some of them I like. I don't like all of them.
There's also a difference between saying somebody should die and actually saying they should be killed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not cool.
It's a different thing when you actually are more proactive towards it. It's like a different thing of like, you make a comment.
Yeah. If you organize for people to go do a crime, though, you're in trouble. I mean, if she really did that, if she really, like we talked about before, Gibby, I don't believe that our great President Trump incited the riot. You do, and that's fine. I totally understand someone who believes that. But if she did that, if she incited people, she was doing it on social media, saying to kill and these things, that's not right. That will not be something you will find from horrible Orange Man Bad. He never posted or did anything like that. But if she did that, she should pay the consequences. That's illegal. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I think she's just trying to sweep it off the internet right now.
Yeah.
It's actually, I mean, very hard to find right now.
So you think maybe she went down
the stairs and she spoke of, this is our 1776 moment. When I saw, I will not quote any other part of it because I can't show that at this point, but she was walking, she did a weird walk down the stairs and said, this is our 1776 moment. On January 6th, I will be voting against the election, and I know other people are with me to make sure this won't happen.
Which that's fair. That's legal. That's fair. You can vote. You can do anything legal, but you can't be killing someone. Say that again.
I think with the fact is that when you bolster people who don't have that same limit of, if you sit there and tell them the election's not fair, it's not fair, you have to go and you have to do these certain kind of things, you have to do this, and I mean, we still don't know what she gave to clients is like people. She was giving tours. So when she was giving tours, so was the other congresswoman in Colorado during that time. Her mom is supposedly one of the people who was part of it, where they knew areas to go to. So it's like we don't know that yet, and the FBI, no one has given us additional information. I think really what we need is more transparency. Who knew what was going on at that point?
Yeah, I think so too. If there was laws broken, if there was illegal things done, because from my perspective, so I think every person, if they have a belief, they should be able to say it. If Hillary Clinton felt that the 2016 election was rigged and that Russia rigged it, and every single Democrat news organization, Rachel Maddow, every single night for 2-3 years went on and said that Donald Trump was an illegitimate president, Russia rigged the election, and it's all going to come out. And I totally, 100%, I hate that. I don't like it, what they're saying, but I would literally fight to make sure that they can say what they think. So with respect to that, I would do the same thing for this woman or for the bad orange man. You could say whatever you want, as long as if you're not breaking the law. Now, we disagree about that with him, and that's fine. We don't need to go into that. A lot of people disagree. They think this or that. But my thought is my main thought is freedom of speech is being censored. I just don't want us in our country to lose that. And I really feel, and from my own personal experience, saying normal, regular things that aren't crazy and then getting literally kicked off of social media, all social media, because I supported the wrong person, at the wrong time, is what I think. I can't prove that, but it's weird. So that's why I commented the things I did today, because I've just seen my friend on that network all the time wanting to cancel culture people every day. They need to be canceled. They need to be gone. So, and with you saying what you did, now I feel kind of stupid, because if she actually committed crimes, I need to know that. I need to go delete my comments, because I don't support that at all. I don't support violence. I don't support nonsense like that. What do you think, Rose?
I think that if she did instigate violence against, or try to, or incite it, or whatever, against these other fellow politicians, it's almost worse than I listed off, what's her name? Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, Kathy Griffin. That was just like holding up a fake head. That's not the same. Well, it could be, but it's not.
She's an actual politician whose job it's insane.
That's almost as bad as Eric Swalwell sleeping with a Chinese spy and then getting put onto the impeachment committee. Yep. Similar.
Well, I mean, that's looking at the same way, because that's actually something that's being countered about the fact is her being on the education board on that. So that's actually something that is being looked at.
Yep.
At this point.
I think it should be. I agree. I think they should look at it. I don't think it should be cancel culture, but they should do a full investigation into everything that's been said and done. And if she's broken the law or she's done things that are improper to be in a position where you're dealing with education, if they can prove that.
Well, I think, and one thing, and Rose, I'd like your opinion on this as well, is it at what point would they need to ask her to leave? Because she does have a history of, she asked, and I'll find them for Brandon to share, she asked for Nancy Pelosi to be assassinated. She asked for other members in Congress to be assassinated.
If she did,
they should be killed. Like, it's not like a soft and short kind of a thing.
If she did that, the FBI is going to find out.
I think it would definitely need to be investigated before any action can be taken. There needs to be proof of...
Alexa, stop.
She was intentionally inciting something. It could have just been her talking stupid, She might not have intentionally meant to do that, but who knows,
Well, we're going to have to see. Here's the thing. This is what we have to keep in mind, is we got to look at it from the same perspective as like a Maxine Waters, okay? Where Maxine Waters has literally called for people to go confront Republicans, confront the Trump administration, find them in restaurants, push them outside, do different things. So, I mean, I think both of those things are wrong.
That's a different step.
Well, I think there's quite a bit of things. She said she is going to find him and take him out. So, I mean, those are on the same line. So if you're talking about taking someone out, killing them, or whatever, I think whoever you are, you should be investigated.
Maxine Waters, other than taking them out as doing a conversation comparative to some of these other...
I don't know if she meant a conversation. I'm not sure about that.
I would have to know her exact words, I think.
Yeah. I'm just saying things that I've read have been improper. So basically, anyone that says something that should be investigated. That's all I'm saying. We don't even have to say Maxine.
Yeah.
Anyone on either side that says something that can be construed.
I really do think that is my huge contribution. I think Marjorie is a huge issue, and I think actually she's going to be a huge issue for the Republican Party because
and they're idiots. We always talk about how stupid they are.
Is going to polarize everyone
in both parties.
Yeah, the Republicans are so dumb. We're so over them.
There's
Stupid
bad
people.
eggs in both parties. So.
Yeah, I really think, I mean, really, whatever stance is taken, because it's really going to be the Republican Party that decides what happens.
Gibby, we know the Republican Party does nothing ever. They're not going to decide. It's going to have to be something else. Republicans do nothing. They are the laziest do-nothings I've ever seen. They've done nothing. They've had control of things for years, and they've done
nothing. They're trying to keep that filibuster and everything else. So yeah, it is. Now that they're not in control, it's just working on that 2-year plan of the 2022.
To do what?
So
to get control back so they can do nothing?
Yes, exactly. That is exactly what it is. It is
the party of losers and do nothing.
Waiting for his turtle days.
Yep. Cocaine Mitch.
He wants to be able to sit there again. He's running again. He's already, he's already part of that.
Well,
so it is, yeah.
I would love to see Trump trample the entire Republican Party again. You remember his
say that again, Rose?
Republican, the RNC debates or whatever it was.
You would love to see what again? Say that again for me.
5 years ago, the GOP debate when Trump was tearing them all apart. All those.
Yeah, that's why I like Trump. I really don't like the Republican Party. He just fucking went in and blew them up.
Right.
So, anyways, not a fan. They're coming to me for cash. I'm giving money to Biden right now. They're not getting any money from me. Republicans can kiss my ass. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's a conversation for a different time, but I think McConnell is really just clinging on to anything right now because he's trying to cling on to the old boy system because he still wants to have something. But the Republican Party is changing.
Yep.
I think it's really going to splinter. I think it's going to be a Trump party, and then there's going to be the old Republican Party.
I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen with both.
It's going to be worse than. Sorry.
I think it's going to happen with both parties. I think we could see 4 parties because also there's regular sane.
That would be what it's like in Europe.
There's sane Democrats.
Have multiple.
You go ahead. Yeah, just like in Europe. Keep talking.
In Europe, they have multiple parties. So it's like they usually have like a 4-party system. So that is something that could happen.
Well, that makes more sense because honestly, think of this. There's things that are happening on both sides. For example, I'm in the middle of the 2 centers, okay? In the middle of it. But there's a far right that I absolutely don't agree with. Those crazy people, QAnon, those people are such idiots, okay? And then there's a far left that I am similarly at the same level, don't agree with. That is Antifa. Not all of Black Lives Matter, but some really like radical members where they're doing the same thing, QAnon and them, they're like fighting each other. Like those 2 sections, they'll be their own party.
They attacked the federal courthouse and tried to blow it up with people in it, and they called it a peaceful protest.
Right. So anyway, so we're seeing it on both sides that are crazy. So I don't think sane Democrats agree. I don't even think they know about it. Just like I didn't know, and here was the eye-opening thing. I didn't even know about the Proud Boys until one night I was sitting at Walmart and Gibby told me, she's like, the Proud Boys, all this and that. They're the biggest part of this. And I was like, who the hell are the Proud Boys? And we talked about that. And there's all these things, but I think that some, like the regular Democrats, like our parents, have no clue what that Antifa is like super far left. They don't know that.
Yeah.
They don't know who.
I don't. See, the thing is, the Proud Boys do support violence.
Yeah.
They may not be racist. They may not be this and that, but they do support violence. Therefore, I don't. I mean, they're not what they're made out to be, but they are violent. Therefore, I don't. Yeah.
You're not down with the Proud Boys, okay?
I'm
not down with really any of those.
I think it's funny that they got their name from an Aladdin musical.
Yeah, did you know that, Gibby? The Proud Boys. I learned that too from Rose. That
Yes,
Proud Boys is from Disney.
And it makes it even more magical that they wear little leather half shirts. So that makes me very excited.
So things are weird, and that's one other thing that Gibby and I were talking about, that we don't know what's going to happen in the country over the next 6 months. We don't know what's going to happen with our stocks, with our housing prices. Things are weird, and we're just going to have to wait and see. Hopefully, COVID gets under control. I was just at Publix today, and there was a COVID vaccine center set up right by the pharmacy. That's a first. I was just in there the other day.
Just to let you know, all of the public spots that they actually set up in Florida are only in Republican areas that they started in, and then actually dissipated into Democratic areas.
You must be.
Which is something
You must be
actually
getting.
it was on the news. Yeah.
You must be getting that
So,
from. What news are you watching? What news said that?
Isn't
That? Yep. I will.
America now. You
I will
gotta blame
send it
on
to
Biden.
that. It's real.
Yeah, I gotta know. I have to know more about that, because that's hard to believe. I mean, but I'm open to it. I would love to see that article. I will, if you send me the article on that, I will read it on the podcast. Okay?
I hear Church of Scientology has been really instrumental in getting out information on COVID and masks. And
We have a comment.
and that.
Rose, we have a comment replying to Gibby. Okay, we have a fan that says, only Republican areas, good. Orange man, bad. Laugh, 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 laugh. Okay.
Oh, that is fantastic. Thank you so much.
we have our first comment on the show. Fantastic. See, we brought on a really great guest, and she's inciting
Awesome.
love.
I am so happy to hear from you.
We love diverse perspectives. We love diversity of thought and ideas. Man, it's great having Gibby on the show. Hearing some other.
And I just sent the article, and it is from that horrid CNN.
No, we love.
Stupid time.
I love CNN. The other day, all I did was read CNN articles, and I have today one of the articles that I picked to talk about and read is actually a CNN article. So I'm good with that. I'm happy. The most trusted name in
To
news.
be honest here, our favorite articles to read are articles we don't agree with.
We love it.
Okay. Awesome.
We find...
So, it is from, and this is something that I did read. It was that public stores currently offering vaccine in counties won by Trump. And
Well, that's hard, though,
it was
because all of
because-
Florida, most of Florida was won by Trump.
It
Except,
wasn't
like,
all one.
Dade County.
You didn't get both of our phone. You can't tell me that one.
Dade County, the east coast of Florida, that's the only
That
plot.
was something that actually happened.
Yeah.
They were eliminating shots and whatever. So it was
Here's what I have to say. Gibby, please hear me out. Now, like it or not, okay, President Trump won 80% of the counties in the United States. And that's the same for Florida. So the demographics would speak to more public stores being located in Republican areas because geographically, President Trump won most of the map. It was more than 80% of the country on the map. But because Democrats live in cities, there's less big cities. But like Tampa, Miami, These places are going to be, Tampa, I think, is 50-50. Miami is like 80-20.
Would you like to explain to me the electoral college and also explain to me about citizenship in the U.S. and about actually voting rights? Would you like to do that again?
No, I don't want to go into that. But what I do want to ask you is, what's your thoughts on Pete Buttigieg? What's your thoughts on Pete Buttigieg being promoted in the Biden administration? Did you see that? Pete.
Well, he is the Secretary of Transportation.
Yep. Remember when he kicked the teeth in on Biden? Remember when Pete 3 times in a row crushed Joe Biden, and then everyone shit their pants at the same time and said, we can't let this happen. He's gay and really good looking. We need Joe Biden. And then they turned off the switch. They turned it off.
Well, it would be really scary, but the fact is that he now has a secretary position.
That's
and
good.
He also has both of those two things and is now having additional gas to make him be better.
I think so too.
So
I think
would actually be more scary at this point.
I think it's going to help him.
After everyone said the mayor position wasn't enough, and now he has a state position. So,
man, can you believe it? Do you think he has a shot? The next election, could Mayor Pete be our president?
I'm always for Mayor Pete. I'm pro Pete. You know I am. I think he would be fantastic. Shit, he can speak 20 more languages than I can.
Yeah.
He is,
military man. He's a military man.
Yep, I'm always for. I am an Army brat, and I come from a military family, so I am pro that. And also,
this podcast is very, very, very pro LGBTQ. I'm always talking positive things. Some of our top fans are LGBTQ members. They're usually on with us at night. They're almost every night. And we love
every single night.
We love the gays.
Find a gay person.
We love.
You either go through the street and roam and find someone.
We are gay. We're gay all day.
Gay.
Yep.
Would you like to be on this podcast? Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. No, seriously though, we totally are.
That's awesome.
It'll be great to see Mayor Pete.
Glad that you've done that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Ray.
What were you saying, Rose? Sorry, we're just talking over you. Say it again.
I said back in school, almost all my friends were gay.
Oh, good.
So Rose has a gay pass, and the fact is that all her friends were gay back in school, so she's cool.
What it means is Rose could be gay.
To Rose, and the fact is that we do this banter back and forth all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That is, that's our back and forth.
Most of it is Gibby.
That I am the best person ever, and you will admit the fact is that at this point, that Pete Buttigieg will be our president at some point in the future.
I think he will. I think he will. And remember, remember what happened.
It's rigged against him.
You read. Well, it could be rigged against him. That's the problem. But Gibby read to me because I didn't know a lot about him. She read to me his positions, and strangely enough, 80% of them I agreed with. Some of them I disagreed with, but most I was like, okay, this is good. And that's what he's saying. Is that what he's really going to do? I don't know. But what he's saying, I actually agreed with. And one of those things was legalizing marijuana federally. Totally into that. Yep.
We're good with that.
It all needs to be legalized. I think that is something that does generally need to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, agree.
Fantastic. Well, what a great segment. Now, Gibby, do you want to stay on for, what were we going to do next, Rose? The top movies of the 80s? Do you want to stay on for the movies of the 80s, or do you want to go to bed? What are you feeling like?
Top top movies of the 80s.
Yeah, Rose, say what the thing is.
No.
I will.
It's 10 of the worst 80s movies ever.
Can you hear Rose, Gibby?
No, worst movies ever?
Yeah.
10 of the worst movies ever.
Worst?
Okay, one thing Can I explain what we do here?
Yeah, tell her what we do.
Okay, what we do, one thing we do, we talk about politics a little bit, then we get into pop culture and we do random pop culture topics, and often we do lists, where I find a random list of these top 10 or top 20 lists, and they're more fun when we don't agree with them, okay?
We find that a lot of people are stupid. They make really bad lists. They don't know what they're talking about.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So we go through them and we talk about how we feel about these decisions that this person has made on this list, is what we do.
Yeah.
Would
Okay,
you
and
like
it's
to
only
say
about
that?
movies. Like about, okay.
80s movies. The top 10 worst 80s movies is what Rose is going to read. So you could do it with us, or you could do it with us, or you could go to bed. Whatever you want. I know we're keeping you up. This is way past your bedtime.
No, I can, if that's fine. I can do that, if that.
Oh, beautiful. We would love to
Okay, or
have
if
you.
you want me to be off, that's fine.
No, we don't want you to be off. No, we just want to respect your time. I love you, and I want to make sure that you are respected and shown reverence.
Well, whatever. If you want me to be off of it at this time, I can be off. Just tell me.
No, you're good. Okay, Rose, go ahead. Let's do it. And Gibby, if you want to chime in on anything, go ahead. So, Rose, read your top 10. Let's roll.
Okay. Well, tonight I found us a list from 80skids.com by someone named Connie.
Connie from 80skids.com. Okay.
Yeah. And the list is 10 of the worst 80s movies ever.
Okay.
And this goes from 1 to 10.
Okay.
So I'm not sure which order she intended them in, but I'll read them in the order she put them in.
Okay. Yeah, we don't know. So 10 might be the worst on her list. But also, I can already have a feeling due to Connie's not knowing how to number things that I'm not going to like some of the things that she said.
Right.
Okay, good. Continue.
Okay, number 1 is Strange Invaders. I've never seen this one.
Me either. I know nothing about
It
it.
says bad acting, the main point that we have to make about this movie.
Okay, I agree, Connie, because I've never seen
skip
it.
That.
Yeah. Next.
Okay, the next one is The Big Chill.
Okay. Why is that bad? Why does Connie say that one's bad?
It had Jeff Goldblum in it, and Glenn Close, and Tom Berenger.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was a good movie. I've seen it.
Huh?
I've seen that movie. I thought it was pretty good. Why does she say it's bad?
She says this one was just plain boring, with a stupid plot as well. The characters are very annoying.
Okay, next.
Okay. Number 3, The Last Dragon.
Okay.
This kid goes on a quest to find the glow, which is a mystical power that you could master, and if you did, you actually glowed and couldn't be defeated.
Yeah. And that's a dumb movie, right? Why'd she say it's dumb?
That's why.
That's why it's dumb. I don't think it's dumb. Next.
You don't think it's dumb? Have you seen The Last Dragon?
I've seen it a long time ago. It was fine. I'm not sitting here thinking that's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It was dumb. It's dumb. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gibby says it was dumb. Okay, next.
Okay. Number 4, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Fuck you, lady. You're an idiot.
Thriller.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker is literally one of the greatest movies. It's probably the greatest music video themed movie ever made. This woman is a fucking idiot. Excuse my French. Can't believe she put this on the list.
I don't think that she was aware that it was like a Michael Jackson-made long-form music video, because she says, I guess they thought having Michael Jackson in this movie was going to make it a hit. They were wrong.
It was a hit. I still watch it.
That is the best comment ever. that is extremely hilarious.
Yeah.
That is somebody who has no idea. So for them to see that is epic.
Yeah.
And then to be like,
okay, Connie.
I don't Michael Jackson in this. He shouldn't be there anymore.
He's fantastic. That movie is epic. It's probably the greatest of all time. What's that?
I said, are we all Michael Jackson fans here?
We are all Michael Jackson fans here.
Yeah, we all love Michael Jackson.
Yeah, we are all huge Michael Jackson fans.
If you want something interesting, Gibby, regarding Michael Jackson, do you know what the Legends panel is?
Sorry, what, Rose?
Have you ever heard of the Legends panel?
The Legends panel, yeah. Are you, Gibby? Is it hard to hear Rose tonight? I bet it is.
Yeah, he just sounds like an echo a little bit.
Okay. Rose says, "Have you ever heard of the Legends panel?"
No, I saw like the Lifetime stuff and everything like that. But what is the Legends panel?
Yeah, what's the Legends panel, Rose? Explain.
It's a funny little YouTube channel, and I was going to recommend that she look up something called The Legends Panel, Michael Jackson versus Oprah. It's hilarious.
Why don't you send it to me, and I'll check it out, and maybe I'll send it over to her.
Yeah, I'll have to do that.
Yeah, I'm not, like, I mean, I do not approve any kind of child abuse or anything else that people have went through. I think that his music should be seen on a different avenue.
Yeah, and luckily he was innocent on all the counts. How many counts were there? 9? All 9 counts, innocent in a court of law. Praise the Lord for Michael Jackson being innocent. Okay, so if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Huh? So, what is next?
Number 5, Midnight Madness.
What's that about?
This was a fun-looking movie poster for one of the worst movies ever.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Next.
I don't even recognize any of the names in it. Midnight Madness.
Midnight Madness? Okay, what was that movie about?
It had David Naughton, Deborah Klinger, Eddie Deason. I don't know any of these people.
We'll have to look it up. It sounds like a shit show.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Sounds terrible. Next.
Okay. Knights of the City.
Next. I don't know that movie. Okay, I'm going to go with her. But I don't trust her because she put...
You would love, Buck.
What?
This looks like a movie you would love, Buck.
What's it about?
I don't know what it's about, but I'm looking at the movie cover. It looks ridiculously 80s action, just like a lot of the movies you enjoy.
Okay, like a Schwarzenegger movie or something?
Like Schwarzenegger or, what's the other guy's name?
Bruce Willis. Stallone.
Or like,
Tom Cruise.
What was that one? Something about Escape from L.A.?
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
Like, I know it's not twins, but anytime anytime he's brought up, I always want to put up that film.
Yeah.
But in a film, what other films has he been in?
Schwarzenegger, Last Action Hero, Terminator 2. I love twins. Kindergarten Cop.
Really?
Do it. Get to the chopper now. No. Yeah.
Yeah. What other film? No, he did some huge some film where he like murdered people with his Austrian ways.
Yeah.
Where this is other one. No idea.
Tons of them. Sorry. He's a huge movie star. So we love Arnold Schwarzenegger. Rose doesn't. I do. We argue about it. I have trained my Amazon device to do his quotes for me. So I just walk in the kitchen and I say, Amazon device, play Arnie quotes. And it says a really cool quote for me, like, your luggage. I'll be back. It'll say...
He has a horse that he has inside a pony inside of his house that he actually has, like, little Twitter moments with. So I appreciate that about him.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's a nice
He was
thing.
when I lived in California, I voted for him for my governor. He was my governor.
Yeah.
He was your governor.
Yep. He has Rose. He has I think it's like a pony, and he has another animal that, like, I want to say a donkey, but he has like two that he like has as friends inside of his house, which is
That's cool.
very nice.
I think if I had like $100 million,
His daughter married Chris Pratt, so I mean he is part of the Avengers universe.
That's cool.
So it is a great thing on that.
Yeah, he's Terminator.
What do you think about them? People keep trying to cancel Chris Pratt. What do you think about that?
I think with Chris Pratt is the same way I think about any of my Republican friends that haven't been out forward without anything. I think Chris Pratt, and actually, like, Chris Pratt's history is he's pretty liberal.
Why are they canceling him? I have no clue about this.
I think he's more moderate. I think he has, he has his farm, he has certain things. I think he's fine. He hasn't said anything horrible. He hasn't. I think he is just a Republican.
Oh, he's a Republican. That's why he's being canceled. Is that?
He's never worn like a Republican. Sure. Like he's never worn like a MAGA hat.
Has he worn a MAGA hat?
He hasn't even said whether or not he's a Republican. They basically looked through all of his social media profiles and they found out some things. They found out that he follows Ben Shapiro and Dan Crenshaw.
Okay.
They also, PETA's after him because he butchers his own meat because he raises animals and butchers them.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But what would they do? What would they do if it was me though? Because I follow people like Maddow. Are they going to go to my account and say, "Oh, if it was turned opposite"? I follow Rachel Maddow. Does that mean that if the other side was in charge of doing the canceling, would they cancel me? Pete, be quiet over there. My bird's singing. Pete, quiet down. You're ruining the podcast.
I understand because the fact is that he has these huge Republican undertones.
Why is?
Especially,
what are the Republican undertones? Is it because he's white?
Because he connected with the Shrivers, and then he also made some other comments. He's done it. I can't pull it up. He's made, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, related to the
Kennedys, who are a famous Democrat family.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so marrying into Maria Shriver, marrying into that family, so he has countered that. But pre that, he did have some not just Republican undertones. He made some not great comments. This is 2 or 3 years ago. So this is way before he had.
I don't know very many celebrities who've been around very long who haven't said things that could get them in trouble.
Yeah. You know what Dave Chappelle said about that? He said, "Fuck them motherfuckers." He said, "Say whatever you want."
If you think about it, we grew up with things like South Park and all that weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And in those times, things were a little bit different with what you could say and what you couldn't say, you know?
But, okay, so my huge thing is with the fact is that what we give so much weight onto celebrities is if these are all people we went to high school with.
Mm-hmm.
So think about anyone who is an actor in drama school when we were in high school with and did all that. Those are the people that we are putting the weight of the world onto to, like, give us certain information. Those are the same people that...
You're saying they're morons and we shouldn't listen to them. We agree. We're not giving them almost any attention. We don't care.
I mean, you want to talk about celebrities, but I mean, look at Tom Cruise. He's single-handedly saving the world for Scientology.
He is. That's the only celebrity we really talk about. Yeah, we talk about Tom Cruise most of the time.
Just saving the world from the Scientology unit.
Yep.
We just changed it where we are on the Scientology unit. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't realize you were in Clearwater, and I love you tons, but I don't believe in Xenu, so I really got to tap out.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. I think it's been so Gibby's gonna tap out. She's been on with us for 1 hour. So we're going to say
we're not done with this.
That's okay.
Hours.
We're gonna say
everyone can hate me. That's fine. That's Gibby's fun.
Yep.
So.
Well, I love you too. Thank you so much for bringing your worldview into this unknown podcast that no one's ever going to listen to, but we will listen to it. And I'll send you the link because you are fabulous. It's great to hear your views. It's great to have you bring... Yeah, it's great to have you bring your views on here, and I respect your views, and I think that you're really smart, and it's good to hear your voice.
Well, glad that all that college education came to a purpose. But love you both, and I hope that you both have a great rest of your day. Great rest of
Okay, Gibby. See ya. Bye bye.
Nice having you.
Okay, Gibby's gone. All right.
Did Scientology scare her away?
I think it did. I think the Scientologists were very scary. No, I think it's time for
Tom Cruise.
I think it was time for bed. She was just going to do the one segment for 20 minutes, and she stayed for an hour. So that was nice of her. Let's continue the list. I'm interested to hear the rest of the numbers. So go at it.
Okay. Number 7 is Dirty Dancing.
Fuck this person. That's a great movie. Don't they know the history of this movie? What it took to make it and everything? It's not a bad movie. It's a great movie. What do they say about it?
Most people call this epic, but let's face it, it was completely predictable and lasted for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Number 8 is Breakin'.
Hey, Rose, I'm going to go put the dog outside. He's going to break my stuff again. So talk about something. Talk about the movie, anything. I'm going to go put the dog outside. Did you hear me?
Okay, number 8 is Breakin'. It was a movie about break dancers.
Okay.
It was a ridiculous movie about breakdancers, and I absolutely agree with it being on the list. I can't talk for too long about Breakin' because, I watched it once. I did watch it once because I was curious about the break-in in the movie. I think there was a sequel.
I've never heard of it. I don't know what it is. It sounds like trash.
It was a breakdancing movie.
Huh.
I think it had that guy who taught Michael Jackson how to moonwalk in it.
Oh, really? I thought he learned from that group, the Lockers.
Yeah, they were in this movie, I think.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
And the movie's called Breakin'. That's cool.
Yeah. No.
Next.
Well, I'm going to read the thing that they wrote about it.
Oh, I thought you already did.
This movie has some amazing dancing combined with bad acting. However, they made up for it in Breaking 2. As I said, there's a sequel. Okay. Number 9, Jaws 3D.
Was Jaws 3D bad?
This is Jaws 3, which was 3D, so it's Jaws 3D.
What year did that movie come out?
I'm not certain,
Okay.
but I haven't seen it. I figured you would have seen it. I figured you'd watch those movies.
I don't really watch 3D movies with those glasses. I never got into it until recently. Professor Bam and I'm eating some fruit snacks, excuse me.
Yeah, the new 3D is much better than the old 3D.
Yeah, recently Professor Bam and I had done a 3D thing, and then I brought my mother down to Walt Disney World, and we went into this show, and we put 3D glasses on, and my socks got knocked off. It was amazing. It was real. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen at Disney. I can't remember what the show's called, but man, it was amazing. It was 4D because there was like water and wind and real things that they were doing to you. The seats would shake and move, and then you would have the glasses on, and it looked like the stuff was really there. It was wild.
Interesting fact about 3D technology and 3D glasses. It doesn't work if you're blind in one eye. It was an issue once. We were trying to take some people to the movies, and we couldn't watch it in 3D because one of the people who were along was blind in one eye. Just random stuff.
Excuse me. Woo!
Okay.
That was a sneeze.
Number 10, I've also never frickin' seen. It's called Shanghai Surprise.
Okay, my dog's back at the door. You keep reading.
They say, look, it has like Sean Penn and Madonna in it. Oh Lord, it has Sean Penn and Madonna in it. That was an interesting couple. I believe at one point in time in real life, he kidnapped her and tied her to a chair and threatened her. So them being in a movie together, yeah, that's interesting. But anyhow, for whatever reason, they thought putting Madonna in it would make it a hit. It wasn't. Oh, how long is it going to take him to deal with the dog? That's number 10, and we're done with this list.
Oh, was that the end of the list?
Yes.
Okay.
Shanghai Surprise is a movie with Madonna and Sean Penn, and their explanation for not liking it is, for whatever reason, they thought that putting Madonna in it would make it a hit. It wasn't.
It wasn't a hit?
Apparently not.
Oh.
But I talked a little bit about, I believe that some shit went down between Madonna and Sean Penn where he kidnapped her, tied her to a chair, and threatened her life and stuff. It was
Really?
up.
That's just normal boyfriend-girlfriend stuff. No big deal.
Yeah, but for you it would probably be reversed. But anyhow,
Yeah.
that's enough from 80skids.com and this list maker named Connie.
I'm not a huge fan of...
I figured you'd know a few more of these movies than
No, I don't know.
I thought.
No, they must be too
Okay.
bad.
They must be. But Dirty Dancing is on the list, so that's a little weird.
Yeah,
And Moonwalker.
the two movies I disagree with are Moonwalker and Dirty Dancing. The rest of them I don't
What
even know,
about,
so...
The Last Dragon.
That's an okay movie. If she wants to call it bad, fine.
Okay, fine. That's the quickest we've ever been done with a list ever, I think.
Well, good.
Hmm.
Fantastic.
I've got a couple articles tonight, unless you have anything you want to talk about.
Well, I do have one. I want you to start, though, because I'm having, like, terrible things going on. My dog is coming in and out and in and out. And then yesterday, we didn't tell the fans, the millions of fans, our 20-something followers, but right after the podcast, my dog ripped the computer device out of the wall, smashed it, broke the top of it, smashed the microphone, and we were lucky that it still works. So when the dogs are coming in here, I asked Professor Bam not to let them, but she did, because we have a new wash machine delivering tomorrow, so all the gates are down in the house. And now the dog is back at the door again, like I said. So please go ahead and start reading your article. Read it loudly, please.
Well, there's one I want discussion with you from, so I'll pick the other one.
Yeah. Okay. Start reading it, and then I'll come back in the middle of it or something. I just have to take care of the dog.
Okay.
This is real life. This is B Money and Rose Clarity in real life. This is not a produced thing where they do all these edits. We do no edits. None. There's cussing. There's dumb things. There's dogs barking. We don't do any of it. When you come on this podcast, this is real life shit, okay? Real shit is going down. It's a beautiful life.
So,
gorgeous.
What I'll do is, there's an article that I don't need your feedback on, and there's an article I do. So I'll save the one I do for later when you come back.
Yes,
I'll do one that I don't need your feedback
I do have
on.
one thing I want to talk about tonight, and it has to do with dogs, and it's from CNN. Okay, so start reading that, and then I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. All right. We've got, because Elite Edge mentioned in the comments yesterday, we didn't acknowledge it because there was a lot of crosstalk yesterday. He mentioned Ghostbusters Afterlife when we were talking about Beetlejuice and all those other things. So, I figured I'd look up some information on Ghostbusters Afterlife so that we could get this out there, get the knowledge out there. Okay. I picked an article from GameSpot.com. It's Ghostbusters Afterlife, Everything We Know About the Spooky Sequel by Dan Audi, January 26, 2021. The latest movie in the ghostly comedy series arrives later this year. Ghostbusters Afterlife is the latest movie in the much-loved comedy series, and it hits theaters later this year. Unlike the commercially disappointing 2006 reboot, the movie is a direct sequel to the original 80s film, and it combines a new cast with some familiar faces. The original Ghostbusters was released in June 1984 to rave reviews and huge box office results. It was a masterful mix of big scares, dazzling special effects, brilliant comic performances, and a clever laugh-out-loud script. But despite sometimes rocky road to the screen, now a genuine cultural phenomenon. The film was the biggest movie at the U.S. box office in 1984 and worldwide came second to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom that year. Inevitably, a sequel followed, as did an animated TV spin-off, video games, and comic books. But 1989's Ghostbusters 2 was considered a disappointment by many fans, and Aykroyd's attempt to make a third film over the following years was met with little success. The franchise was finally rebooted in 2016 with an all-new female-led cast, but that movie's commercial failure ensured that sequel plans were quickly dropped. Nevertheless, the series refuses to die, and hopes are high that the next movie can recapture what made the first movie so special. So here's everything we know so far about Ghostbusters Afterlife. What's the release date? Ghostbusters Afterlife will hit theaters on November 11th, 2021. This is the movie's fourth release date. It was originally set to arrive in July 2020 before being pushed to March 2021 and then to June this year. Who's the director? The movie was directed by Jason Reitman. He's the son of Ivan Reitman, who directed the original Ghostbusters and its sequel, as well as comedy favorites such as Stripes, Twins, and Kindergarten Cop. Jason has an impressive directorial career too, having helmed acclaimed comedy dramas such as Juno, Up in the Air, and Young Adult. He's also co-written the script with Gil Keenan from Monster House. Who's coming back? A number of big names from the original movies are set to make an appearance in Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's not yet known how big these roles are. It's likely some will just be brief cameos, but unlike the 2016 movie, the returning actors will be playing characters from the 80s film. So look out for Bill Murray as Peter Venkman, Dan Aykroyd as Ray Stantz, Ernie Hudson as Winston Zeddemore, Sigourney Weaver as Dana Barrett, and Annie Potts as Janine Melnick. Sorry.
So basically,
Harold Ramis, who played Egon Spengler, died in 2014.
So all the original cast except Harold's coming back.
Possibly, probably.
Maybe they could make Harold a hologram. Good idea.
Let me continue here.
Okay.
So who's the new cast? Ghostbusters Afterlife puts the focus on some younger characters. Stranger Things star Finn Wolfhard and Captain Marvel's McKenna Grace play siblings, Trevor and Phoebe, while Carrie Coon, The Leftovers, Avengers, and Infinity War, plays their mom, Callie. Ant-Man star Paul Rudd appears as a high school teacher, Mr. Gooberson. He does seem like a Mr. Gooberson.
Yeah.
And the cast also includes Bokeem Woodbine from Spider-Man Homecoming, Tracy Letts from Ford versus Ferrari, or V Ferrari, I'm not sure which, and J.K. Simmons from the Amazing Spider-Man and Justice League. What is the story? Ghostbusters Afterlife is a sequel to the first two movies. The trailer revealed that the film shifts the action from New York to rural Oklahoma, where Trevor and Phoebe are forced to move to an old farm with their mom. They're the grandkids of one of the original team, and while it hasn't been officially confirmed, it's rumored that it's Spengler. Inevitably, there's something weird going on in the town, strange underground rumblings as if something is trying to burst out of the earth. With the help of Ghostbuster-obsessed Mr. Gooberson, the kids find their grandpa's old ghost-busting equipment and set about fighting whatever spooky things are afoot.
Oh, I see. So they're going to have the original cast, and they're going to be the grandpas, and then the kids are going to figure it out, and they're going to be the new age Ghostbusters. That makes sense.
It looks like this is about Spengler's grandkids. The one actor who died. They're having this be about that character's grandkids.
Okay, and that's good. So, but Bill Murray is starring in it, though. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Great.
So he'll be in it.
And hopefully they pay him $20 million.
Here's another question that gets answered. Is there a trailer? The first Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer was released in December 2019. It set up the basic plot and introduced new characters, but didn't reveal much in the way of spooky action. The movie was delayed soon after, so a second trailer is yet to be released. However, a new image was recently revealed by Empire, which shows the young stars in familiar Ghostbuster outfits.
Is the young stars the cast of Stranger Things?
Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
Who's that, the long-haired kid?
I think he played Mike?
That's the one that liked number 11?
Huh? No, not the one that's with number 11, the other one.
Okay.
I'm not certain exactly which
they
one
need
it is.
Stranger Things kids in that movie.
All those kids kind of blend together for me.
I love Stranger Things. It's great.
Yeah, I like Stranger Things, but sometimes I have trouble telling the kids apart.
Huh.
Yeah. Is there... Okay, I read that. Will there be more movies? Ghostbusters is one of the most beloved pop culture franchises of all time, even though many fans argue that there's actually only one good movie. So it's highly unlikely this will be the final slice of ghost-busting action. Back in 2017, stated that he was developing a new animated series, and Afterlife is.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they made that one with all women. It was totally horrible. I'm not sexist.
Yeah.
I would love if it was a good movie. That was a horrible movie, the worst ever. That's on my movie list of worst ever.
Which is exactly why this one's getting made.
Yeah.
This is the one they should have made. And the studio fucking knows it now.
That was a terrible, 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 terrible movie, what they did. They should have never called that Ghostbusters. It was so bad.
Right.
Yep.
They could have very easily called it something else and had them be, busting ghosts.
I want to say this. I've heard this said, and I don't necessarily always agree with it, but when it comes to this Ghostbuster franchise, go woke, go broke. Okay? Go woke, go broke. Don't be stupid. Just keep it simple. Keep it like, what do they say? The canon. Stick to the canon. Make it really cool, and make it appeal to kids who are going to be the target audience, not 30-year-old single women with cats. Okay?
Right.
Make it appeal to little kids. The one you did with the women, stupid.
The thing is, there was so much, almost gross humor in that remake.
Uh-huh.
It bordered on highly fucking inappropriate for kids.
Uh-huh.
Ghostbusters is supposed to be something you could watch with your family.
It wasn't made for kids. I don't know who it was made for. It sucked, too. It sucked.
I don't think it was made for women in their 30s, because I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. And you're a cat woman in your 30s, right?
Didn't enjoy it.
You are a cat woman in your 30s.
I'm not a cat woman.
You have a cat.
Well, that doesn't mean I'm a cat woman.
You're a single woman who owns a cat, and you're going to be in your birthday's tomorrow, and you're 30 years old.
My birthday isn't tomorrow.
Whenever it is. Your birthday's sometime soon.
It's within the either this month or next month. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
But anyhow, should I tell everybody your birthday?
No, I don't mind.
Okay. Anyhow, yeah.
My birthday is every time I go to a restaurant and I need to get the birthday meal, or the birthday meal or the birthday dessert. My birthday is whatever day that is. July 13th, August 7th, September 9th. It's my birthday. And then we go and we celebrate. You know what I mean?
No. Elite Edge's daughter liked the one with all women.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. That's the first time I've heard any positive comment about it. Having an allergy attack tonight. Wow. I went outside to go get my dog, and there's something in the air. Man, I'm sneezing. I'm stuffed up. Damn.
Maybe it's COVID gone totally airborne. Okay, well, that's the Ghostbusters one.
What's the one that you wanted to have some commentary on?
Elite Edge says, I hate it. Yeah. So do I.
I've never heard anybody say a positive thing. That's the first positive comment.
Well, it's yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I actually saw the trailer. Have you seen the trailer for this?
No. Oh. And I'll be right back. My dog's I gotta go do my dog again.
Okay. So, yep, Ghostbusters. What shall we do while we're waiting? What shall we do? I'm excited for that Ghostbusters movie. I saw the trailer, and it looked like a good movie, like good movies used to be. So I'm excited for it. Yeah. Let's use up some of our time with something else.
It's a great song. All right, that's enough.
Anyhow.
Okay, I'm back.
I had to fill my time somehow.
Yeah. Let's read the next article. Let's do the next article, and then we'll talk about it, and maybe a Tom Cruise corner, and then shut it down early.
Oh, I don't really have a Tom Cruise corner for tonight.
Okay.
So we'll skip that.
I'm having a lot of problems with, the thing is, the gates are all down in my house, and I have a dog. One dog specifically that is, and I don't want to say the word that starts with an R. He is a special case, okay? And he is, now that he's allowed to come through the house, continues to come to me to make me put him outside. And then when he's outside, after 5 minutes, he's beating on the door to come in the house. And
he's a giant puppy is what he is.
He's a big puppy. He's a sweetheart. But because we have the new washer coming tomorrow, all the gates are down in the house so that people can come through. So, I'm just trying to do my best, and I'm having fun. This is a good podcast, but let's keep going. If he keeps coming and doing it, I'm gonna have to shut it off. He's driving me crazy.
Okay.
I love him.
Well, this next article is one I thought I would read for you and see how you felt about.
Yeah, please.
This is from Giant Freaking Robot.
Okay, I know them.
Ross Boname. Disney company to cut ties with its founder, Walt Disney.
Shut up. Okay, continue.
Okay. Over the last few years, the Walt Disney Company has had to reckon with its past and tried its best to update the choices made for present sensibilities. This has led to Disney making updates to some of their more dated products, like plans to change the Song of the South-inspired Splash Mountain into a Princess and the Frog ride, removing remaining stereotypes from their Jungle Cruise ride, and placing warnings before some films on Disney+. One blogger, however, has said for Disney to move away from their racist leanings, they need to move away from the man that started it all, Walt Disney.
Really? One blogger said, oh, that's interesting.
WDW Pro has posted a blog. WDW Pro, what a wonderful aficionado, okay, has posted a blog where he states that Disney will eventually have to distance itself from Walt Disney. WDW, wait, hold on, where does he get his name WDW? Sounds like some Walt Disney, okay. WDW Pro has history of making grandiose statements, such as asserting that his site receives more readers than the AV Club, or saying that recent construction on the new Tron roller coaster means that Disney as a company has run out of money. But WDW Pro's recent blog might be the most over-the-top statement from the blogger yet. In the post, WDW Pro, I'll just call him WDW. I'm just going to call him W. His name's WDW Pro. I'm going to call this person W.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. Makes a lot of statements that don't exactly hold water. First, W points out that Disney admitting Song of the South is inherently racist by changing Splash Mountain hurts the company. If anything, changing Splash Mountain is the Disney company trying to right the wrongs of the past. At the time of its release, many thought of Song of the South as racist, and the fact that a ride was built in the 1980s that celebrates the film is truly bewildering. W makes it sound like Disney should continue to embrace their racist choices rather than atone for their mistakes. But W also says that if Song of the South is racist, that means Walt Disney was also inherently racist, while Disney continuing the project knowing the controversy behind it doesn't bode well for him. It was also a completely different time where racist stereotypes in films were far more prevalent. Even in the 80s, with films like Trading Places, blackface was still being used for comedic effect. Song of the South's racist stereotypes doesn't make Disney racist necessarily, but it does show that times have changed, and that Disney doesn't want to offend their audience by having a ride based around a film that helped push these stereotypes. There's a typo here. It said helped push these stereotypes. Maybe if Giant Freaking Robot is listening, they can fix their typo.
Yeah, I've seen their articles before. That's interesting.
Right.
So they found some random guy who said they need to just cancel Walt Disney, who made it all happen. This is perhaps the dumbest person in the existence of the planet Earth. That's my comment on what you just read. Maybe the stupidest human being ever put on the planet Earth. And if Gibby was still with us, who is a massive Disney aficionado herself, long storied history, she would also agree they should not distance themselves or remove Walt Disney and his likeness and everything that he had to do. He made this company. There is no Disney. Every other stupid company on the block. Walt Disney is the magic. And how dare you, sir, say such a thing. But like I said earlier, I don't want to censor you. You can say the dumbest shit ever. And this goes right down to what I said about...
that I'm always interrupting you?
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of an article.
Yeah. I'm saying a point.
And you're going on a rant.
Yeah, I'm on a rant. This is where the money's at, baby.
No.
Listen, just like what I said earlier about how me. Okay, so what I was saying earlier was
I'm interrupting you while you're interrupting me.
I do not like what this person's saying, but I totally would fight to give them the freedom to keep saying it. Continue, keep going. I thought you were done.
No. W Pro also mentions that since Walt Disney was anti-communist, the Disney company, I think this person might be backwards trolling, so just give us a minute here.
Yeah.
DW Pro also mentions that since Walt Disney was anti-communist, the Disney company needs to distance itself from Walt Disney in order to do well in China. WDW Pro also states that there's a concerted effort brewing to try to besmirch the man who founded the company. If anything, it seems like Disney is trying to update their company to modern standards and not try to dissuade people from spending their money with Disney because they refuse to make up for the past choices of the company.
Yeah.
But the assumption that Disney absolutely needs to distance itself from Walt Disney to succeed in China is also a ridiculous statement.
Oh, praise the Lord. Scheme of tricking me into thinking that he really thought that. Okay, good. All right, continue.
While the Chinese box office, the highest grossing films in the country from outside China were from Disney. In fact, the fourth highest grossing film in China is Avengers Endgame, which made about $700 million in U.S. dollars. Give me a moment.
Making that good Chinese money.
$700 million in U.S. dollars. China is also one of the only countries to have its own Disney park with Hong Kong Disneyland. If Disney needs to get away from Walt Disney to succeed in China, there's no sign that Walt Disney's name is slowing any success in China.
I'm going to jump in right there and say...
It should also be pointed out...
I have something to say. Hold on. Something to say.
What?
I do not agree that China has a Disneyland. I do not agree that Hong Kong is part of China.
Mm. Well,
What
Hong
was-
Kong would probably agree with you, but China doesn't.
What was that quote? Donald Trump, don't trust China. Remember? What was that quote? You know what I mean?
I actually don't know what you mean.
Oh, you don't? Let me find that quote. There was a quote, and it was funny, and it was regarding Hong Kong. Okay, so keep reading the thing, and then I'll play the quote here in just a second. Keep going.
Okay, I'm going to explain to you what's going on here. Is somebody trolled and wrote a crazy, sarcastic article, and this person is breaking it down bit by bit as if the person wasn't being sarcastic, which is hilarious.
It tricked me. I was totally tricked. That's like how Tim Pool...
It should also be pointed out that Disney is a company obviously motivated by profits, and these changes that are being made are a way for Disney to update themselves in a way that shows the company is as forward-thinking. But also, if Disney were to distance themselves from Walt Disney, that would cost more money for the company than what they'd get back in return. If anything, distancing themselves from Walt Disney and his known legacy would hurt the brand rather than help it. Just the money it would take to change the names of literally everything Disney makes and rebrand would cost the company a ridiculous amount that they wouldn't be willing to spend. Honestly, WDW Pro's post is more alarmist than anything. An idea that because Disney wants to make changes to some rides and post warnings before some movies that the company must make some insane gesture to atone for past choices. Instead, Disney is trying to stay modern and not allow weird choices made in the past to ruin anyone's fun with their content and rides. It's as simple as that. The Walt Disney name is here to stay, and there's nothing that's going to change that in the near future.
Yeah, okay,
That's the
good.
article.
Well, I got trolled right there. Here's that thing I was telling you about.
Have you seen Donald Trump? Do you think he should step in? Donald Trump, don't trust China. China is asshole.
What did he say?
Donald Trump, don't trust China. China is asshole.
Message to. Have you seen Donald Trump? Do you think he should step in? Donald Trump, don't trust China. China is asshole.
Okay.
It's a guy in Hong Kong, a protester. He said, Donald Trump, don't trust China. China is asshole. Yeah.
Yeah, so what do you think about them changing the Splash Mountain ride and what other ride did they say?
Oh, I think...
Jungle?
I am
Jungle
so
something
motivated
or other?
from having Gibby on. My liberal side is so empowered tonight that I am totally for diversity and inclusion. That's all I'm about. I want every commercial, even if the population is 88% white. I want every single commercial on my television to be black, Latino, or gay, or women. No white men and no white people
I think
mostly.
it was, is it Jungle Run is the name of the other ride that's being changed? Do you know if that's the
I have
name
no
of
idea,
one of
but
their rides?
jungle seems kind of racist to me, so I want that removed.
Right.
I want it all
What
removed.
they're doing is there were some indigenous people that were supposedly misportrayed, possibly as like vicious savages.
They shouldn't have done that. The only savages are white men who have ruined the world.
They're getting rid of them.
Yeah, white men are bad.
You know what would be cool?
What?
Is, we were talking about the Ghostbusters movie a minute ago. Have you seen the trailer for that?
No, I haven't. But what we could do is put the trailer in the comments.
No,
Yeah.
what I was going to do is
I'm gonna read
think
an-
it would be fun to do something.
I'm going to read
I
an
could
article.
send you the trailer,
I'm
and
going
you could react to it on the podcast.
to... let's do that tomorrow. Let's do that on tomorrow's podcast.
Okay.
It's a good idea. Let's do a reaction to
Yeah.
the Ghostbusters trailer tomorrow.
Okay.
I found a really interesting
way,
article when I was...
Because you tend to have really interesting reactions when you first see something.
Oh, yeah, I get crazy.
Yeah, either you think it's hilarious, or you
Or
think
stupid.
it's great, or you hate it, or you're very
Animated.
You're very emotional.
Yeah, I get
Sometimes.
wild.
Yeah.
So I found a
Yeah.
wild article, and this is kind of big news for what's going on in the world today. When I was looking for that thing earlier when Gibby was on, and it's about have you heard about what's going on with the stocks, with the GameStop stuff?
What I can understand of it, sure. I mean, I don't really know much about Wall Street, but I'm trying to comprehend it.
So, do you know have you ever heard of Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy?
I've heard the name. I heard it on Tim Pool today, I think.
Yeah. So I just seen on the New York Post, it says, Dave Portnoy rages over blocked stocks. I'll burn Robinhood app to the ground, he says. See, that's a person that has a great reaction. He reacts because what they did is they're fucking over Main Street. They're messing over people, the little people like us. So these big hedge funds, they're allowed to short sell stuff. And they're short selling like crazy, and now they're all in big trouble. And all these kids and all these people and regular people like us who are buying small amounts are buying it up, and now they're shutting off the ability to do it. They turned off the whole app so they can't use it. Post it in the comments. It's crazy, but I like he tweeted it. I'll burn Robinhood app to the ground, he says.
So let me just get this straight for a dummy.
Yeah.
Don't know anything about trading.
Yeah.
But everybody's allowed to trade, right?
Yeah.
As long as they follow the rules of trading, right?
Yeah.
Are these people breaking any of the rules?
Nope. They're not breaking any rules. What they're doing, what these companies are doing is the same thing. They're protecting these big hedge funds, and they're saying that they're protecting the small people. These people are putting in $600, a couple $100, and the company is lying, and they're saying that they're protecting these people from losses. Really, that's a lie. These people don't have a $600 loss isn't going to kill any of these little people. What they're doing, I think, if I heard the number correctly today on the radio, I think that these hedge funds are in the minus $400 billion.
Oh.
$400 billion. So that they just gamed the system and fucked over all these little people. And that's probably why you heard it on Tim Pool.
Huh.
Yeah. So this is a Democrat stance. In yesteryear, Democrats would be so mad about this. They would be going crazy. They were the Occupy Wall Street people. They did not like this. But right now, that's who's in control. So the people that used to be all about free speech, about freedom, about the little guy, they're not about that now. They don't care. They want them all. They want these companies to do this stuff. They think it's all good. Facebook to delete someone in the middle of the night for nothing. Okay. Thanks.
Well, it looks like Wall Street is being occupied now.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. So that's just one point I wanted to bring up. I had an article that I was going to read from CNN about dogs. I'm going to save that for tomorrow too, when I think we're going to have...
Right.
What's that?
I could hear about dogs. It'd be nice to end this with a story about dogs.
Okay.
Dogs are wonderful.
All right, that's what we'll do then. I'll read this out and then... Because my dog is the reason why. He's a bad dog. Bad dog. I love him. I love all my dogs. As I was telling you before the podcast, if there's one way to get to me, it's through dogs.
They're all sweet. It's just sometimes they're naughty.
He's very naughty. And he breaks things a lot. Okay, let's find this. Okay, this article is from CNN, the most trusted name in news. And it is titled, Loyal Dog Waits for 6 days Outside Hospital for Her Sick Owner. And there's a video. They say a dog is a man's best friend. And that was definitely the case for one patient of a hospital in northeastern Turkey. I'm going to bring this microphone right over here. Whose loyal pet waited by the entrance for 6 days until he was discharged. When Seamal Senturk was transferred by ambulance to Medical Park Hospital in Trabzon on January 14th, his dog, Boncook, escaped from their apartment and followed him to the facility where she waited patiently each day. Hospital staff informed Senturk's family about the whereabouts of his canine friend, but after Boncook was brought back, and his name is Boncook. After Boncook was brought back home, she managed to escape again and returned to the hospital each day. Mirat Erkan, the hospital's international patient center director, told CNN. The hospital said Senturk's apartment was nearby and that the family were not sure how the dog kept escaping. His dog, Boncook, has followed him to the hospital gate and refused to leave for 6 days until her owner was discharged, Erkan said in a statement. Boncook, pictured here with owner Seamal Senturk, waited outside the hospital for 6 days. Even though the family took Boncook back home, she managed to escape every day to wait at the hospital gate. To try to reassure and comfort her, Senturk communicated with Boncook through the window during his stay at the facility. But his dedicated four-legged friend refused to leave until Senturk did. During his stakeout, the dog won the affection of the hospital staff, who fed him and took care of him, Erkan added. Seamal Senturk has been with Boncook for 9 years, and he also stated that he missed her a lot during his stay at the hospital, he said. After he was cleared to go out, he met his dog at the hospital gate. Boncook has behaved really sweet during the 6 days and has managed to capture the love and affection of the whole staff. The end.
We've got some comments.
Trans, all gay, colored trans. Elite Edge, what are you commenting on here? Okay, so I took the microphone right up so I could read it. I hope it sounded so professional, that part. So that makes me, literally when I read this, I saw this and there's pictures and stuff, and I'll put this one for sure in the comments, but this article brought a tear to my eye. Anything about dogs? There's a movie with Richard Gere and a dog called Hachi, and I cannot watch it. I bawl. I cry so hard when I watch this movie. Dogs are the thing that is the path to my heart. Okay, and there's another movie that was with my favorite actor, Willem Dafoe. Okay, and it's about a sled dog, and I forget what that's called, but it's on, I think it's on Netflix or something. I can't watch that. I turned that on, and I was watching it for a little while, and I literally, I was like, I can't watch this. It was tearing the emotions out of me. Yeah, something about dogs. I don't know why. Yeah. Maybe I spend my whole life with my dogs. Like, I'm working during the day, my dogs are there with me. My life is about my dogs, so maybe that could be why. Yep, I'm in a dog pack, so.
Yep, there's more dogs in your house than people.
There are. Yep, there sure are, so. If you didn't know that about me, now you do. Anything else? I mean,
with the dog pack.
Yeah. What else? What else do you want? What else do you want to talk about? Anything else on your mind?
I don't know.
I'm glad you made me read that article. It did bring a little emotion into me, though. Yep. Now I got to go find my bad dog here in a couple minutes, and he's not that bad. He just, when the podcast is on, we got to gate him off. Because we already saw what Stella did. Imagine if Copper came in here and he'll rip the whole TV down.
They get rowdy and excited. They love you, though.
Yeah.
That's why they get so excited when you're around.
Yeah, well, they hear us talking. They like it. They hear us in here laughing and talking and stuff, and they're like, oh, I want to be part of that. Which I understand. That makes sense.
Your doggies all love me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We have a lot of good times out at the bonfire in the summertime.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So I did that. I got a bunch of other articles. Here, let's talk about this topic before we shut it down. That was really fun and nice.
Yeah.
But here's one that I thought was interesting. Okay, it's by Fox Business. So we just read CNN, and now we're going to read one by Fox. This isn't Fox News, the Fox News. This is Fox Business. So it's usually a little better than those terrible, terrible Fox News people. Okay.
Yeah, business news needs to be accurate, because if they're inaccurate, business people stop watching.
Yeah. Indoor dining gets okay in big cities just after Trump leaves office is the title. Many U.S. jobs cuts have occurred at bars and restaurants because of coronavirus limits on businesses. And this article is by Dom Colicchio from Fox Business, and this was published January 23rd. Several U.S. cities and states have announced plans to lift. This was 3 days after the confirmation. Several U.S. cities and states have announced plans to lift restrictions on indoor dining at bars and restaurants, in moves that come less than a week after a change at the White House. Imagine that. The lifting of local level restrictions, many of them in blue states, was expected to give local economies a boost during the early days of the Biden administration, following months of business strangling shutdowns while President Trump was in charge. Trump generally preferred to allow states to make their own decisions regarding the coronavirus, while Biden was expected to take a more national approach. On Friday, for example, Biden unveiled executive orders intended to provide food assistance to low-income families and protect workers' rights during the pandemic. Okay, this is a very long article. So basically, let's get to the gist of it. And this is it goes into detail on all this stuff, and I'll post this in the comments too. But why do you think it is that all these blue states, all these Democrat states, decided that 2 days after the inauguration of the most popular president ever, Joseph R. Biden, Robinette, whatever you want to call him, 2 days after the confirmation, why are they now opening up all the states? Even Michigan is. February 1st, they announced they're going to open up 25% of restaurants. Why did they completely destroy these businesses? Wait till the middle. This is the middle of winter where viruses, flu, all these things are the worst.
Yeah.
January 20th, when the confirmation was, is the freaking winter. And now they're going to, as soon as Robinette is in, they're opening their states back up. Isn't that weird? It's just a coincidence.
A lot of why questions in the past 5 minutes. I don't think I can get to every single one of them.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you.
Sure.
Did we ever figure out if that AOC tweet about it being important to the election to keep everything locked down was a real tweet from her?
I didn't look into it, but I saw that. Is it real? It sounds real.
Well, yeah, it seems like that's what's happening now, so...
Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who served on President Biden's inauguration committee, announced the looser restriction rules on Friday after returning from the inauguration in Washington, despite having urged her fellow Michiganders to limit travel. Interesting. It's good for thee, but not for me, is what that sounds like. She and state health official Robert Gordon claimed that the state had seen improvements in coronavirus numbers that justified the new restaurant rules. Interesting. So you see improvements during the most harsh part of the winter when the most people are getting sick? That's hard to believe. Then she said, the pause has worked. Here's the quote. 2 days after President Trump's not president and President Robidoux is in, then she makes this quote. The pause has worked. The efforts we have made together to protect our families, Frontline workers in hospitals have dramatically reduced cases, and we have saved lives. That's nice. Really good that the pause worked. So that you destroyed our GDP, you destroyed small businesses, you hurt people, you killed people. People have committed suicide because of your fucking lockdowns. You fucking idiots.
People died because
And now,
putting COVID positive.
and now we know it was a politically motivated fucking setup. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was fucking politically motivated. And that's bullshit. That's what I'm saying is, imagine that. 2 days after, just the day after you come back, now we're going to open the state. Because the lockdowns have worked. Yeah.
In the middle of frigid winter flu season.
Yeah, everybody's sick. Everybody's sick. Even Gibby, who was on, she was, last time I talked to her, she was sick. She's in the you know, she's in the Midwest area up there somewhere. Yep.
I had a nurse friend talking to me. I'm not going to name names or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I had a nurse friend who was explaining to me how viruses work, how you do have strains of it, and Edge just commented that with new variants of the virus pop up all over Michigan, we are opening up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, new variants are popping up. But she was explaining to me how once that virus is unleashed on the population, people naturally start to form defenses against it. You know, and the virus mutates and mutates and mutates, and eventually it's not as severe. That's a nurse friend said that to me.
Well, that's interesting. That's good to know. I just think it's more of the same. It's hypocritical. It's definitely politically motivated. That's what I'm getting from all this.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I feel. I feel it is. And you know where I'm at. Mr. Two-time Obama voter. Guess what? You fucking people have screwed up our country. You've hurt a lot of people by doing this.
That was politically motivated, as Nancy Pelosi admitted, the delay on the relief.
Mm-hmm. Yep, delayed relief. Delayed relief. Thank you so much for your political fucking nonsense, you idiots.
It was delayed and delayed and delayed while...
if you go back and rewind this podcast, you'll hear us saying, you idiot Republicans as well. We've already said that. Yeah. We have already said that.
It's stupid as hell, too.
The party of do nothing. Sit on your hands, losers.
And Mitt Romney is something else.
Yeah, that's something else. But these other people, they've screwed with too much. They've screwed with people. Now the businesses, I have friends that were in California with nice businesses. They moved them. They're in Texas. One of them's come here to Florida. One of them's in Wyoming. Tennessee. One of them moved to Tennessee. Man, they're doing fine. They're doing better than ever over in these states that are open. But this Newsom, man. And I didn't know he was Pelosi's nephew. Did you know that? Is that real?
Yeah.
Can we verify?
I don't know. I keep on hearing a lot of strange connections to Pelosi.
I saw it on LinkedIn. It's a business site. It was talking about something about their fan. Like, it was like a nice article. It wasn't like, there's connections. It was...
I do know he's made some absolutely insane decisions. Not just regarding COVID, but also regarding HIV, AIDS, and child molestation, of all things. But anyhow.
Technically, Elite Edge says, technically under the Constitution, if the government takes away, it needs to pay back full retribution. There you go. There you have it.
Right.
I'm going to Google that and see if that's legit. I just saw it in passing. Gavin Newsom. Yeah, it looks like it. Ron Pelosi is the former uncle by marriage of Governor Gavin Newsom. Oh, so it's by marriage. Okay. Got it. Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's a fun fact. So it was legitimate. They were talking about how it's nice and everything, so. Pelosi and Newsom. President Gavin Newsom. Can you see it now?
Yep, he reopened a lot of things. I just did an article on that a few days ago.
Uh-huh. It talks about him in this article,
He
too.
reopened before Michigan.
Yep. Just after
Did you,
the...
happen to see who our wonderful President Robidoux has picked for energy, something energy?
No.
Energy Secretary nominee?
No. Who?
Michigan's former horrible governor, Jennifer Granholm.
No way.
Indeed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very
Energy
woke.
Secretary.
Michigan-
I had an article for about that, but I'll read it tomorrow probably.
Mm-hmm. Michigan's so woke. They're so woke. They really are.
But here's a quick quote from her. Some jobs may have to be sacrificed to climate agenda.
Yeah. Yeah, they're sacrificing them. They are. Every day I see thousands of jobs are being cut. I just saw on LinkedIn again, there was a dude, a worker. I'm connected. I do a lot of oil and gas. I do a ton of sustainable, renewable energy too. But this guy was working on the pipeline. And he put a video out. And it was crazy. And he was like, I just bought a new car. He's like, I'm working on this job. He's like, and our job just got cut. He was really upset.
Yeah.
He was an African American guy. So Biden's cutting African American jobs. Thank you. Thanks, Joe.
I wonder what these people who voted for Joe Biden are going to think when gas prices go up so high that they can't even afford to put gas in their cars to get to work.
I don't even care. I'm a big fan of Joe and his green energy policy. I'm just going to keep sending him money.
What are they going to do if what he said about phasing out fossil fuels by, 2024?
2030, I think they said.
Oh, was it?
Or 2035.
No, I don't think it was that far in the distance. It was 2020 something that he said during the debates, I think it was.
Yeah. Hey, Lee Dudge, what was it? What's the year that they're going to phase out fossil fuels? Can you tell us? We know nothing. And Rose doesn't Google things.
Michigan is just too close to Canada. I've been telling Buck that for years.
Yeah.
Too many people in Michigan think that they're Canadians.
Yep. Totally woke. I got no problem with women governors. Keep electing them. But they all seem to be on one side of the aisle, which is weird.
Not that they're women governors, it's that they're terrible governors.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Terrible male governors, too.
Yeah.
We've just had terrible governors for a long time now.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. They just keep picking the woke losers.
Michigan sure can pick governors, can't they?
It's good for me, but not for thee. You need to stay home, but I'm going to travel. You need to not go out to eat, but I'm going to go out to eat with big groups of people, and nobody's going to wear masks. Yep. You're not allowed to boat, but my husband's going to boat. He's going to call up and say, I'm the governor's husband. I need you to get my boat in the water. Yep.
Get me to the front of the line.
True story.
Also, wasn't supposed to traveled to their little cabin in the Northland.
Yep.
That's how we found out he was in the north. He was at a boat ramp trying to get his boat put in the water.
Yep.
Yep.
For sure.
And she says, oh, he just went up there to go rake some leaves. Raking leaves is fine. He wasn't traveling.
And then they were going to capture her after that, remember?
Those people were crazy. Those people were crazy, and they were neither Trump nor Biden supporters.
They were not.
Those were anarchists.
Mm-hmm.
Those were anarchists. They talk mad shit about President Donald Trump as well.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that. Thanks for putting that out there. What else you got to close it out? What do you want to close it out with tonight?
I don't know. I don't know.
What's the weather like over in your neck of the woods? You getting snow? Is it 20 degrees? What's the deal?
I don't know if we're actively getting snow, but there's snow on the ground.
Well, you don't know if it's going to say, hey, Lead Edge, what's the weather going to be like over there? You need to know the weather so that we can talk about it. I'm always asking you what the weather is. And you're like, I don't know, I haven't gone outside. Well, check the weather.
It's 17 degrees and cloudy.
Okay.
It'll be foggy in the morning.
Great. And what's the weather?
Like we don't have snow for a while.
Good. You guys are having a weird, mild winter. Not a lot of snow.
January 30th is when we get snow. So, 2 days from now.
Yeah, you're having a very strange, mild winter. Mm-hmm.
It's not mild. It's freaking cold. It's 17 degrees. Did you not hear that?
Yeah, it's cold now.
No, it doesn't mean it's mild.
It hasn't been cold, though. It's been not that cold, and it hasn't been snowing. You're in the dead of winter. The end of January going into February is literally the dead of winter. You're in the middle of winter, and now your governor's opening up.
It's January into February is where the real cold tends to start.
January 15th, I told you that. Yep.
Yep.
Through March 1st.
It gets later every year, it seems like. We've been having late winters that just stick around forever. Billy Edge says snowing Saturday, currently cloudy and 14 where he is. Yeah, I get a couple degrees because of lake effect.
Yeah. Any other local news that I need to know about?
Oh, there's a Culver's being put in
up the road, the next town. Yep, that's exciting.
A small city south of us.
Oh, I love Culver's. So now, when I get back, there in both of the towns that we go to for food when we're hungry, there's a Culver's each way. And you know, a lot of the times I like to go south, whereas you guys mostly go north. So Culver's is great. Professor Bam loves the jumbo shrimp meal, and I really like the mushroom Swiss burger, and I like their, what the hell is it? Their cheese curds, so good. Oh man. And I heard I heard there's a Chick-fil-A that just went in Muskegon by the mall.
Oh.
Yep.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had that.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A. So you will this summer. We're going.
There's a lot of food I've never had.
Yeah, but we did Popeyes last time, and maybe we'll take a day and we'll drive to Muskegon and go to Chick-fil-A. You can try it, see what all the fuss is about.
Perhaps.
Yep. Yep.
What was that other place? That other chicken place we went to?
Popeyes.
No, the other place.
Lee's.
Yeah, Lee's.
I'm not a big fan of Lee's. They're not really that great. They used to be better. I feel like the quality's gone down.
Yeah. Well, it was a bowl, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I won't go back.
I think I think it's hard to judge based on like a bowl, like a bowl like that.
Now that we know there's a Popeyes on Apple Avenue, that's the place we're going from now on. Oh, Elite Edge goes to Culver's every chance he gets. Elite Edge, what's your order at Culver's? What do you like there? I love Culver's, and you know what? It's twice as much as McDonald's, but it's 10 times as good. It's real
Their
food.
chicken is pretty good. Speaking of chicken, their chicken is pretty good. I've had the chicken every time I've gone.
Yeah, it's real food. It's real good. And their ice cream, what's it called? They don't call it ice cream. They call
frozen
custard. Their custard is so good, man. Their soda is really good. Their soda pop is really, it's just right.
Yeah.
Yep. Their machines are really good, and I love it.
I don't have any complaints except I end up too full.
That's a good complaint. Oh, I'm too full. Yeah, sadly.
When you start off with ice cream and then have your main, which is, for me, it's the chicken strips, and then a bunch of fries, and then a bunch of cheese curds, and then whatever else you handed me that you ordered.
Uh-huh.
Because you're like, you got to try this, and you got to try this, and you got to try this. I end up full. Yeah.
Elite Edge says we need to try the gizzards at least. Okay, Elite Edge, we'll go get some gizzards.
I don't know if that sounds appealing to me. I'm picky.
Rose, you're going to down some gizzards, girl. Suck down those gizzards, Rose. Suck them down.
I don't know.
Gizzards.
I don't know about that.
Yep.
I like them cheese curds, though.
Oh my gosh, they're so good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
So,
it's all different kinds of cheese, too, which is interesting.
yeah, and no matter where we go now, we're going to be able to go to Culver's. Oh, that's such a great thing to know. And now I can go get Culver's and bring it to my grandmother in that same town. It's going to be fabulous. What is it? It's almost February.
I'm just glad I don't have to eat any soggy hot dogs at that hot dog place if we're going to be going to Culver's every time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We'll go to Culver's.
I'm not a big fan of hot dogs.
Yeah.
You like that hot dog place so much.
We'll go there still. I still am going to go get some hot dogs. I like those people. Those are good people.
The thing I like from that place is not their hot dogs. It's their root beer floats, but you never want to get root beer floats.
Well, I promise you this. Let's go and get ourselves a root beer float. I tried to make last summer good, even though it was going to be shitty. I really tried to make it a good summer where we could spend some time together.
We had lots of stuff. We had lots of fun.
Yeah. We did. We made the most of what it was. It wasn't great, but we did what we could. And I think this year is going to be a little bit better. I hope.
Right.
I hope it is. I didn't have any internet for 2 months this summer.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Oh, Elite Edge says Lee's has awesome gizzards.
That's what I'm saying. Lee's. Yeah, awesome gizzards.
I thought he was talking about Culver's.
Oh.
When you read it, I wasn't looking at the comments. You read it out loud, and I'm like, gizzards? Heck no.
Yep, you're going to suck down some gizzards, Rose.
Nope, not my thing.
A gizzard-sucking girl from Michigan.
That sounds like Gretchen. I think Gretchen likes to suck the gizzards.
Gretchen's a gizzard-sucking gal. Gretchen the gizzards. I like the name Gretchen. I'm going to tell you, there's some names that I really like, and there's some like I want to be your friend. If your name is Gretchen, I love that name. I just do. I love the name Gretchen. Some other names that I love, Kimberly. Every time I have ever met a Kimberly, I have been friends with her. If your name is Kimberly, you and I could be friends. I'm sure of it. I've never met a single Kimberly. What other names?
That's some weird sort of like bias, though.
I don't know.
It's like stereotyping or something.
I have no idea. I've always I've always got along with girls named Mandy.
She didn't get. Ellie Edge says she didn't get there because of her brain.
I've always gotten along with girls named Amanda for some reason, and then they always call themselves Mandy. Lots of them, friends, fantastic. There's got to be something to it. There's a lot of people with other names that I just don't get along with.
Weird.
Yep. But if there's a Gretchen or a Kimberly, and I would like to pick the name Elizabeth. Elizabeth's a nice name. Yep. I only get along with you if your name is something I like. Isn't that interesting?
That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
That's judging somebody based on something they can't change.
999999999.
But I mean, yeah, it's not even their decision what that is. Therefore, it doesn't really speak to their actual personality.
Uh-huh.
I've met other people with my name, and they're completely different from me.
Oh, okay.
Have
Cool.
you ever met somebody with your name and thought they were the same as you?
No, most of them I meet, and that's why and I'm not going to say, but that's why I go by Buck.
Yeah.
That's why I've shortened my name to Buck. Because every time I meet somebody with my given name, they're complete douchebag losers.
Here's the thing, though. Don't you think those Gretchens and those Amandas might think the same thing about other Gretchens?
No, I
and
don't
Amandas?
think so.
Then
Nope.
You're like,
Nah,
I like everybody named
usually-
this, or I like everybody named that.
Just, there's the people named my name seem to be very artsy, there's things about them, and I think your name does have something to do with it. I don't know how. I don't know why. But we are in the Matrix. Remember, we are in a simulation. Right now, we're in a simulation. Elon Musk said it. Yep. How else could all this stuff happen for him? It's a simulation. It's got to
I
be.
don't know, man. But, I'm not surprised guys named Ashley are artsy. Oh, shit, I doxed you.
Oh, damn. You told everybody my name. You thought it was so strong, Buck. You thought Buck was such a strong name, and now you found out my name is Ashley. Damn. Yep.
That's my grandma's name, Elite Edge. It's a good name.
Yep.
Elite Edge says technically, biblically, we are in a simulation.
Yes, that's true. Yep. The Matrix. God's Matrix. Should we finish the podcast with a Bible quote?
If you want to.
I've been cussing up a storm. Do you think it's proper for me to do that as we go off into the night?
Find a good one that you think applies most to the conversations we've had tonight.
Oh, man. Oh, let's see. Here are some Bible verses about having strength during hard times. And this is from BibleMoneyMatters.com. Okay, thank you for looking these up for me, BibleMoneyMatters.com. Psalm 46, 1-3. God is our refuge and strength and ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear Hold on, pop up. I'm trying not to cuss while I'm doing the reading of the Bible. Okay. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar. Man, there's a lot of pop-ups on this. I would sure like to read this, Bible Money Matters. Don't you know you're on a podcast right now and your stupid website is not letting me read your...
But hey, money matters.
Okay. B Money Matters. Okay, let's go. I'm going to read it again. Psalm 46, 1 through 3. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam and the mountains quake with their surging. I'll read another one. Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and are safe. I'm going to find a third one. We're going to do 3 of them. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Isaiah 26, 3 through 4. Those of steadfast mind you keep in peace, because they trust in you. Trust in the Lord forever, for in the Lord God you have an everlasting rock. I'm going to read that again. This is a good one. Isaiah 26, 3 through 4. Those of steadfast mind you keep in peace, because they trust in you. Trust in the Lord forever, for in the Lord God you have an everlasting rock. There you go. Boom. 3 Bible verses. Now my mom will be so happy. Even though I cussed with fervor. I cussed with anger at the evil that I'm seeing, you know. And if there's a way that I could learn how to communicate my anger or my energy without cussing, I hope that I can find that so that I don't have to do that on our podcast. And you too, Rose. I don't think you've cussed today, right?
I'm not certain. There's also the possibility sometimes I have to read the cuss words because they're in the chosen material.
We're gonna when we have to read the cuss words, we'll say effing, freaking. We're gonna get this podcast to a point where there's no cuss words. We really are.
The thing is, you have the perfect out for a certain swear word that you often say. The BS one, you say that one, but you have the perfect out because of the name of the podcast.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Yep, BS. Benona, yep.
Right.
B money.
BS, B money.
Cussing happens. We just, well, you know, nobody sees this podcast anyways.
Right.
Less are seeing it now. Now that we've improved our sound, we're starting to get a format, so it's getting better. We're getting to know kind of what we like to talk about. We like to talk a little bit about politics, a little bit about pop culture, a little bit about personal stuff. And that's it. And we might find a niche. We might find something else.
I think the thing is, I think some level of format's a good thing, but I think some of it should stay a little bit loose.
Yeah, do you have any podcasts that you listen to on the regular?
Mm-hmm.
It's always the same.
Yeah.
It's the same format. Like, yes, they do where they talk about whatever. They do those things, but then the people that listen kind of know what they're in for. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of, I think people like that.
Oh, I know, and we have kind of figured out a bit of a formula here, but
it's
I still
very
want
loose.
to keep it a little loose, just to keep people on their toes a little bit. I mean, we might switch it up. We might do a Tom Cruise corner one day and not do it the next day. Maybe during that time we'll be reading something about politics, you know?
We're in a t-shirt. We're wearing a t-shirt, but it's 3 sizes too big. That's how loose we are. Yep.
We do have a slight bit of formula here.
Yep.
So
well, we've
got just enough.
It's been a fantastic B Money podcast, Benona Buck number 16. It was great to have Gibby on, our liberal friend with the Democratistan ideas. She's smart, man. She's a cool person. It was really great to have her on. I hope that she comes on again. Rose, as always, you're amazing. Elite Edge, thanks for being in the comments.
It's interesting to have her on, but I'm a bit upset by her views on Michael Jackson.
That's okay. She's a fan, she said. I'll take that. We can go into a Michael Jackson corner tomorrow and prove his innocence fully on the show. I want you to put that.
I don't want to get into a whole thing. I don't want to get into the whole thing.
Well, back to my outro. Okay, it's been fantastic.
If anybody wants to know more,
It's been a
They can go look up the legend panel.
Yes, B Money number 16. It has been a fantastic show. Thank you everybody for listening. It's been a wonderful evening. 2 hours and 24 minutes of our lives together. So thank you for listening. And Rose and I are going to go continue our conversation off the podcast. So you guys have a great night. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. See ya.
Bye.